Hey you guys, so I feel the need to share this dream with you. It's a pretty crazy dream. I just have to forewarn you that it's a wicked dream. So, a little background on this dream. I used to party a lot. Like, I was not in the right crowd, I made bad decisions, and I would even justify for the longest on why I don't have to party and I can still smoke marijuana. Now, I would limit it, but it's still the fact that now after this dream, you guys, so hear me out, please. I had this dream that I went over to a family member's house. I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to creep people out because it was a very creepy dream. So I go to my family member's house and they never have smoked or done any of that. And they did. And me and my other family members were trying to figure out what was going on because it was like the person was tripping out. They had this laughter that was just very evil sounding, and started doing things that were just like they were out of their mind, right? So they're like throwing themselves everywhere. My son was there, and this person was just all over the place, and it just seemed to linger, like it was contagious. And so then it became two people that were with this like demonic trip. Like they knew we were there, but would just be very vulgar and just had no care at how like mean and rude they were being, and it's like they had no control over themselves. Then it got to the point where we're trying to get everybody in the car because now there's like 3 or 4 people, and we're trying to head to the hospital. We end up having to take 2 vehicles. So the family member that got the worst at first, so the first person that started having all this, they went to the hospital first, and then it just ended up being all of my loved ones. And so I get to the hospital, and all the doctors are trying to keep them in because these people are just so strong now at this point. And it is like they've got this demonic in them. And they're just laughing and laughing. And then it was like one of the family members that I knew started being very perverted. And it wasn't my immediate family, but it was part of the family. And I don't even remember, I don't even know the guy, but just very perverted. And I just started touching these people and trying to cast out and rebuking the devil, and they're just like, they've got this strong eye at me. And even, I don't know how else to say this, but even my son was like starting to crawl the walls of this hospital. And he was laughing and making all of these like weird faces. And so when I would try to talk to my family members, and they started doing these like convulsion faces of like they were listening, but it was just really wicked. And so I'm trying to see if the doctors are getting anything accomplished with all of these people in the hospital. And it was literally like hell. Like, all of these people were going through their own version of this ecstasy of like hell. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that is a very wicked dream. I never really found the answers. I just knew, and I even started talking as if I was talking to the devil, like, you're going to take my family. You're not going to take my family. And I just started praying in my dream. And I'm like, Jesus, wake me up. And I woke up, like, with my mouth open, like I was praying. And nothing was coming out of my mouth. Okay, let me explain to you that when I woke up, it was like I was speechless. Like, I wanted to talk and pray and cry and do all of these things, but there was like this hold, like this was a message. Then I'm laying in bed, because at this point I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to see my family members that way. And I'm just like, man, God, don't let me go to hell, because that is horrible. Like, that is, and it reminded me of partying days when people just would get so wasted on anything and everything, but just, that is not okay, you guys. Like, we think that it's so fun and, oh, it's okay if I get a hangover or whatever, or if I do this for the rest of my life, it doesn't matter, I enjoy it. That is pure evil. And for me to be a really big marijuana smoker, I will tell you that is not of God. That is not of God, and it's not okay. And I understand people may smoke because of their bodies. Look, I hear ya. That was what my justification was. And I'm going to tell you, you can still find other alternatives. You could even do like CBD oil, so you're not alternating your mind. Okay, you guys? Please hear me out. Like, this is me pleading to you to just have you seek other ways. So I woke up and I'm praying to God, and then I see this red light outside my home. Like, my whole window, all my windows are lighting up. And I'm like, what in the world? Why is it? It's behind my house and in front of my house. It's every window I'm looking at. And it's like lightning. You know, when you see lightning, like your house lights up? Well, it was red. Like bright red. Like an alarm when you see the light in like a fire or whatever, and that alarm is going around. So it's similar to that, but it was just like lightning of like red over my house. There was no sound, and my house does shake every now and then because we're in a trailer and the road, and just, you know, it happens. But the house started shaking, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm getting up, I'm looking outside, and there's nothing there, you guys. Nothing. Nothing at all. Not a car. Not anything. I lay back down, and it happened again. And I'm like, Lord, I need to share this. I need to share this, and I don't know what all of the message is, but I can tell you that there's a lot of little messages that you can take with you on this. You guys, protect your families and pray for your salvation. Be obedient. Try and do God's will, the best of your ability. Seek His truth and His word for you, and get out of those nasty ways. God did it in an instant for me. In an instant. Because I seeked Him wholeheartedly. I'm not going back. There's no way. I pray for you and your families. God bless. Thank you for listening. And see you on the other side.